The Nickelodeon Slimecast Podcast is brought to you by the reopened Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida Facebook page, and is produced by Patricia Miranda from oldschoollane.blogspot.com.
That looks tasty.
Nickelodeon,
At you, you're scoring high.
every way you're never done.
Checking out everything you can buy.
Every day you're never done.
Jumping on that silver screen.
Never done, you're never done.
Helping big and playing clean.
Never done doing Nickelodeon. Who's that?
A football head and a pigtailed brat.
Get loud.
Do your Nick and do it proud.
It ain't all slick. It's all yours. And it's on Nickelodeon.
Feel that rhythm and grab that beat.
Every way you're never done.
Shout and stomping on the street.
Every day you're never done.
On street, and on the run.
Never done, you're never done.
Never done do Nickelodeon.
Never done do Nickelodeon. Never done do Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Nickelodeon Slimecast Podcast. I'm Patricia, and I'm here with Admin James.
Hey,
So today we're going to be discussing about some Nickelodeon topics and Nickelodeon news. The first one we're going to be discussing about is the recently announced Marc Summers documentary called On Your Marc, which the movie is going to be directed by Matthew Klickstein, the author of the book Slimed, An Oral History of Nickelodeon's Golden Age. And
it's going to be directed by Matthew Klickstein, genius.
yes, it is.
So it will be like kind of like a spiritual successor to his Slime book 3 years ago.
Something like that. From what
Hard to believe that our show, Nick Slimecast Podcast, is actually almost 3 years old in a month.
That is right, yeah. We started back in, May 2013. Just recently, we hit about 1,000 subscribers.
We want to thank the fans for keeping this show alive and basically giving us, pretty good ratings for YouTube. And, what else? Oh yeah, we want to thank you for our support. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to go on for as long as we did. And I love doing this show, so I really owe a lot to you, the viewers.
Yeah, and same thing here. We never thought that we can get to 1,000 subscribers. And, we've done our fair share of mistakes over the years, and we've said our controversial opinions, but I'm glad that a lot of you people who tune in and listen to these and like these and comment, we really do appreciate it, and we really do, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for everything. Alright, so back to our main topic. On Your Marc is going to be a documentary about Marc Summers, and it's basically, Marc discussing about his memories and his years performing in show business, from his years being a magician, from his years, doing work at various TV shows, and discussing about his OCD problems. And also on the On Your Marc YouTube channel, there's little 1-minute videos from various people, from Harvey and Robin from Double Dare, Ed Kellehoff, who was the composer of Double Dare, Robert Irvine from Dinner and Restaurant Impossible, because Marc Summers is the executive producer of the show, Cassine Gaines, the author of Inside Pee-wee's Playhouse, A Christmas Story Behind the Scene of a Holiday Classic, and Whitney Rhodes, the Back to the Future story. I'm in it as well. I gave a little 1-minute video discussing about my memories with Marc Summers as well. Shameless plug, I know, but yeah, I highly recommend that you check out the official On Your Marc trailer. I'll be putting it in the description box below for you to check out. And also, speaking of Marc Summers is going to be doing a one-man show called Everything in Its Place, The Life and Slimes of Marc Summers. There is going to be a show in April in Indiana, and there will be some more announcements of other locations that he will be performing. So if you want, please follow On Your Marc on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and, keep up to date on it.
I'm really excited for these upcoming events related to him coming up. I think that Nickelodeon needs to bring back Double Dare with him in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so continuing on with news. The Nicktoon crossover movie, that was the topic for our last podcast, and, a few weeks later, when we posted that podcast, Joe Murray confirmed on his Facebook page that the movie is not happening because Jared Hess simply presented it to Nickelodeon, they rejected it, and he decided to announce it anyway. So I'm sorry, everybody. If you were looking forward to Doug and Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy meeting up together, then yeah, sorry, you're going to have to look for another place because it's not going to happen with Nickelodeon anytime soon. Maybe not even ever. Which, we were kind of optimistic about the idea, but the more that we thought about it, the more we thought, you know what, if they're not having the original creators involved, and if they're not going to be able to, pick at their brains on how to be able to portray their characters, it probably would have turned out to be a train wreck.
I agree, and Bob Cam even knew this from the beginning. He thought it would be a bad idea, and when I announced that it was a rumour, he was like, thank God.
The bad side is, we're not going to be getting a Nicktoons crossover movie. The good side is that, well, maybe we'll put that into one thing that was rejected from Nickelodeon. Maybe we'll even do a Nick Smissel at some point discussing about this. Who knows? Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the main feature presentation. So recently, Nickelodeon had their Nick Upfront. And they were discussing about announcements regarding about upcoming shows, what shows are being renewed for more seasons, what shows are not getting renewed for more seasons. Sanjay and Craig and Breadwinners are not getting renewed for more episodes, or if they are, they're probably just running through their last seasons, which means that...
Yay! Woo!
Yeah, so it means that possibly Sanjay and Craig and Breadwinners will be cancelled.
Well deserved. Because in all honesty, I feel like they were just Nickelodeon's, yet again, desperate attempt to reach the internet audience. But the thing is, kids deserve better than what networks feed them. I'm not saying that this is the case for all networks, because networks have been treating kids more intelligently than they did in, say, 2009.
Yeah,
With the
definitely.
exception of Phineas and Ferb, but, which was the only show at the time that I can recall actually treated the audience like they were intelligent. But you know something? I think they were just the result of creators throwing anything at the table so that kids would feed off and enjoy them. Well, the thing is, kids in a way are like adults, just in their infancy. But they're not going to be like force-fed crap because you want to throw it at them. That is actually treating kids horribly. They're a lot more complex than you would actually think.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the shows that are getting some new seasons. So, obviously, SpongeBob SquarePants is getting more episodes. Yay. But
At this point, it's becoming The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's pretty soon it will be. And then finally, we will be getting a second season of Harvey Beaks and Pig Go Banana Cricket.
Yay! In terms of Harvey Beaks, I haven't seen Pig Go Banana Cricket. But
I've seen like one episode, and the reason why was because when I had Candy Milo over on my podcast, she was discussing about it, and she was really excited about her character of Goat. And I saw one episode, and I thought, it's... I'm not really too crazy about the style and the animation, but... And
it reminds me a little bit of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
As Nick Cross, who works on Adult Bite Cartoon, created it.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Harvey Beaks, I'm really glad that that's being picked up because I've been seeing Harvey Beaks for a bit now, and I'm really getting into it.
I think that is pretty much Nickelodeon's best cartoon at the minute. It actually features everything that we loved about the old 90s Nicktoons, and that's what C.A. Screenbot's set to do. He knows that the network is in the state at the minute, and he wants to fix that.
Yeah, and I've always liked Chowder, and Harvey Beaks just has that really unique charm to it. I love its simplicity, I love the animation, I just love how beautiful it can get. So I'm really glad that it's being picked up for an additional season. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Fairly Odd Parents, and the Alvin and Chipmunks are also going to be getting some new episodes as well. And they just recently showcased a clip of the 80s Turtles meeting up with the current Turtles, and they're featuring both 2D and 3D animation, and it is glorious.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the turtles. Yeah, they're alright as well. But Alvin and Chipmunks,
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you know, as a kid, I did watch the Alvin and Chipmunk show, and I did like the Chipmunk Adventure. The Chipmunk Adventure where they introduced the Chipettes. But the movies, oh, I cannot stand the movies, and it just feels so pandering. It just feels like this thing just does not need to exist. And the Fairly Odd Parents, I mean, that show is just so on its last legs. It needs to either shake it up or just go away because, you know.
I have to be honest. I don't think I've known the show to fall as flat and as far as the Fairly Odd Parents. It started off as really critically acclaimed. I guess you could actually say the only reason why Nickelodeon is renewing it is because of how critically acclaimed the earlier seasons are, and they're so clingy to nostalgia. And I feel like that's the only reason why they keep renewing it.
Possibly. Anyway, so that's it for the new episodes airing for the Nicktoons. Let's talk about the live-action shows. Game Shakers is getting more seasons, and as well as the Thundermans. Great. Dan Schneider is really raking it in with those ratings, that's for sure, even though that Game Shakers is just atrocious. And Henry Danger is just Henry Danger does not need to exist because the Thundermans exist.
I think that Game Shakers is just yet another attempt to reel in viewers because it has, oh my gosh, it has Kel Mitchell in. And I feel like Kel Mitchell is the only person that is actually trying. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done with talking about those shows. Alright, let's talk about the new live-action shows that are coming out. Okay, so we have Jagger Eaton's Mega Life, in which it's about a 15-year-old skateboarder skating around the world and meeting up with his idols. And the person who's executive producing it are Rob Dyrdek and Shane Nickerson. They're going to begin production this spring. So you have a show about a skateboarder. I mean, that would have worked in the 90s, but I don't know if it'll work now.
Is this their attempt to try and be like Rocket Power? That's not going to work because let's not remember that Rocket Power has gotten backlash thanks to Mr. Enter because of this. And even back when it was airing, there were critics that basically criticized it because they knew it would be outdated. He actually said that Rocket Power was actually the result of focus groups.
There was an interview that Arlene Klasky did a few years ago about how she claimed that her sons were getting into skateboarding at the time and that she was inspired by doing that. And considering that they live in California, it makes a lot of sense because, you know, Californians do love to skateboard and they do love to surf. When I went to California a few years ago and I went over to the Santa Monica beach, there were people who were skateboarding at the pier.
How old is this interview? Just wondering.
I think it came out before Rocket Power did, so it must have been around, like, at least around 98 or early 99.
I think that does make a lot of sense, and actually, it's actually the most personal show that Arlene Klasky has actually created, because apparently it actually is based around her childhood, and I find that ironic considering the backlash it's getting. It's actually pretty sad in hindsight.
Alright, let's talk about the next show that's going to be coming out. So, the next one is called Crashlettes, and it's going to be featuring Rob Gronkowski. Okay, I think that's right. Rob Gronkowski, who is this, Super Bowl champion for the New England Patriots, and it's going to be showing sports clips on guest celebrities, showcasing on sports and entertainment. So, I guess they're really pushing in that sports awards that they've been doing for the past couple of years and showing.
Well, if it actually does get critically acclaimed, I bet you that they're going to actually try and bring back Rocket Power.
Yeah, that's two shows involving with sports. And guess what? They've actually done a show where they showcase sports back in the 80s. It was called Reggie Jackson's World of Sports. The next show is called Ride, and it's about a girl named Catherine Bridges who relocates to England with her dad, joining the faculty at Covington Academy, an elite equestrian boarding school. Alright, then the next one we have is The Other Kingdom, and it follows fairy princess Astral, who takes human form and enters the mortal world for 90 days. And it was created by our good buddy Thomas W. Lynch. Oh, jeez. Thomas W. Lynch, as much as I respect him for Alex Mack and for Caitlin's Way, he is very hit and miss when it comes to his shows. Like, they have really cool ideas, but they're never executed properly. This show about a fairy princess who takes human form and enters the mortal world, why does that sound familiar, James?
It sounds very similar to Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Thank you.
My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and The Fairly Odd Parents.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, it's basically Star versus the Forces of Evil, with a princess going into the human world. It has a mixture of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, in which you have the My Little Pony characters as humans, and they go into the mortal world. And then it has a mixture of the Fairly Odd Parents, in which she's a fairy, and she goes over to the human world. Oh, come on. Anyway, but that's not the worst one that I've heard that are coming out. Oh, no. They are finally going to be releasing School of Rock, the TV series.
Why? Without Jables, it's pointless.
I don't know. I mean, for the most part, a good majority of the actors who are in that movie are not going to be in this TV show. And that movie came out in, like 2005 or something? It's been over a decade.
2003.
2003, okay. So that movie is like 13 years old. And what relevance does it have for kids today?
Exactly. I mean, other than nostalgia, I don't see purpose. And to be honest with you, the only thing I enjoyed about that movie, it's alright, but Jack Black is the one who makes that movie.
Yeah. Alright, now we have another show called I Am Frankie. It's about the comedic and dramatic adventures of a teenage girl named Frankie, who's an experimental android who must hide her true identity, or she will risk being powered down forever. And this is being produced in Nickelodeon Latin America and will be shot in the new Viacom studio in Miami, which is not too far away from where I live. And why does this concept sound familiar, James?
My Life as a Teenage Robot, created by Rob Branzetti.
Yes, it sounds like My Life as a Teenage Robot, except it's going to be live action. And, apparently she has to hide this secret in front of everybody. It's like My Life as a Teenage Robot mixed with Gem. Ugh. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Next. Next.
Well, that will kill any chance for a revival of My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about the next one. The Dudas, which is about these two brothers named Sam and Tyler, who are the polar opposites of one another. Because Sam skips a grade and joins his brother in 7th grade homeroom. And that's only been picked up for 6 episodes, so we'll see how that goes. And then we have another one called The Ludwigs, which are about 5 foster children on a quest to find out what happened to their foster parents after they disappear. Filled with comedy, mystery, and adventure, the kids must keep up their appearances that everything is fine at home and fend off the Ludwig's greedy and duplicitous heirs. The new project is going to be yielding 2 new series, an English language commission production and a Dutch one. Let's see, we have All In with Cam Newton, in which it's about Cam Newton, who takes real-life kids on the ride of their lives to help make their dreams come true. I guess that sounds really nice. It sounds harmless enough, but we'll see how that goes. And, that is pretty much it with the...
With their fascination with sports, I definitely think that they're going to bring back Rocket Power.
I wouldn't be surprised. With everything going on with the craze of nostalgia, I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, now that we talked about the live-action shows that are coming out, let's talk about the animated shows that are coming out. So the first animated show that's coming out is called The Loud House. And it was based off of one of the Nickelodeon animated shorts program. It's about the perspectiveness of a person growing up in a huge household. And I've been hearing a few things about this because the person who created the show, Chris Savino, he's worked on shows such as Rocko's Modern Life and the Powerpuff Girls, and I think I saw this animated short once, like a long time ago, and I thought it was pretty decent. Haven't seen it again since, so I don't know how well it holds up. So, yeah, this should be really interesting. What do you think?
I think it'll be great. I love Chris Savino, and to be honest with you, I actually find his Powerpuff Girls episodes a guilty pleasure.
Okay, fair enough. Next one, this is one that we actually did talk about when we did our live stream podcast. Bunsen is a Beast, the one created by Butch Hartman, and it's about Bunsen, the first beast to attend a human-grade school, and his best friend Mikey, who guides Bunsen through the ups and downs of life as a human. And we already know, what is it, a ripoff, James?
I think it's a ripoff of a certain Cartoon Network show created by the creators of the new Littlest Pet Shop reboot.
And that would be none other than My Gym Partner's a Monkey. I mean, like I said, I remember when I first saw the commercial of that show, and then I saw the opening theme, and I thought to myself, this is one of the stupidest things ever. And I have yet to see an episode, and I don't plan on doing it anytime soon. And you know what? Considering that Butch Hartman, he's been doing the Fairly Odd Parents for so long, and that Tough Puppy was such a huge disappointment, let's just hope that he still has a bit of creativity left with this show.
I hope that it will be Danny Phantom and not Tough Puppy.
Let's hope so. Alright, next one is called Mysticons, and it's a half-an-hour action series about 4 girls transforming into legendary warriors and banding together to save their realm from an evil queen. We already have the miraculous Ladybug, so if they could be able to do something different, then I would love to see it. But, you know, with Cartoon Network doing the Powerpuff Girls reboot, I guess maybe this is their response to doing something like this? I'm not sure.
I agree. I mean, I just hope that something good will come out of it and it doesn't reek of his current efforts.
Alright, next one is Welcome to the Wayne, and it's Nickelodeon's first digital short-form series to be greenlit. So yeah, Cartoon Network delved into the realm of short miniseries, so Nickelodeon's going to be doing the same. How quaint. So yeah, this one is about 2 10-year-old boys exploring the crazy, unpredictable world of New York City apartment building called the Wayne. Oh, wow! Why does that sound familiar?
It's not like that's been done before or anything.
Yeah, it's not like that Disney Channel program, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody or anything.
Exactly.
Alright. Pinky Malinky. It's about a hot dog named Pinky Malinky, and he's living in the human world. Pinky's experiences will be shared across social media and Nick digital platforms, which I guess Nickelodeon is going to be taking advantage of, you know, having this show connect with, you know, Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram and whatever. It's like, I just hope it doesn't become extremely marketable and extremely, you know, overwhelming with just, hey, you know, if you want to know what Pinky's doing, you better go check out his Instagram or whatever. If you can be able to do it smart, like what Steven Universe did with, you know, the legends of what's going on in the town, then yeah, I mean, go for it. But it can be done horribly as well, and I just hope that doesn't become the case. Okay, so the last thing to close this off are the ones that I'm really looking forward to, the TV movies, live events, and specials. So, of course, we have the infamous Kids' Choice Awards and the Kids' Choice Sports Awards that are coming out, and the Halo Awards.
We know SpongeBob is going to win the Kids' Choice Awards. We already know that.
I mean, it's not even a competition anymore at this point. And you know what? I would love it if another show would win for Best Animated Show. I would love that. Let Harvey.
You want to know which show I feel was robbed of getting a Kids' Choice Awards?
What?
Award. Phineas and Ferb.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was long overdue.
Yeah, especially since, you know, with Phineas and Ferb, that was like around when the last episodes were airing. I just wish that SpongeBob would just win so much. I mean, I would like somebody else to have a chance. I mean, it's kind of not fair that SpongeBob has been getting all this winnings. The day that SpongeBob does not win for Best Animated Show, the internet will explode.
Exactly. Well, they kind of did this with Rugrats back when it was airing, but you want to know something?
What?
At one point, The Simpsons actually beat it in the Kids' Choice Awards, and that isn't even a kid's show.
Ugh, that's just sad. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, if we have to do a podcast on the Kids' Choice Awards, maybe we'll do it, but I doubt it at this point. I haven't watched the Kids' Choice Awards since I did that discussion on, that I did like 4 years ago on the winners, and when I saw that Kristen Stewart won for Best Actress, I quit. So
oh my gosh, she's a terrible actress.
Yeah.
Terrible blonde actress.
Anyway. So, yeah, let's continue with the TV movie. So, the first one is going to be Lost in the West, and it's about 2 teenage brothers who are transported back in time to 1885 after one of them accidentally invents a time machine. So, they soon become entangled in the crazy Wild West adventures as they fight off evil outlaws, avoid changing the future, and try to make it back to the present. So, it's being produced by Galdo Media and directed by Carlos Gonzalez, who was involved with Big Time Rush.
I didn't care too much about that show, and that TV movie doesn't interest me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if kids can be able to get into it. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll like this movie. Maybe this movie will be good, but I'm not sure. Okay, the next one that I'm really looking forward to, and I actually heard from Will McRobb about this when I had him over on my podcast, is Albert. And that's the first original animated TV movie that's going to be about a Douglas fir named Albert who loves Christmas, but his small size is keeping him inside the plant nursery year after year. And he tries to travel across the country so he can meet up a famous Christmas tree. Yeah, the movie is being executive produced by, Will McRobb and Chris Viscardi. And it's going to be, it's really interesting. It's not an everyday occurrence in which an original TV movie about Christmas happens. And, it almost kind of sounds like Percy the Puny Poinsettia a little bit, in which is about this tiny poinsettia who isn't getting enough water, and he's really small compared to the other poinsettias. But, knowing about Will McRobb and Chris Viscardi, then maybe it'll be decent, but then again, given their past things, then, I mean, we'll just see what happens.
Chris Viscardi, apparently, though, in my opinion, has pretty much the right idea as to how Nickelodeon should run, and he could probably save the network from its destructive path.
Yeah, speaking of Chris Viscardi, let's talk about the two next Nickelodeon TV movies that are going to be coming out. So the first one is Hey Arnold, and we've already discussed about the Hey Arnold TV movie, but with the recent announcement from the Nick Upfront, it's going to be a two-parter. So yeah, that should be nice, a two-parter. And it's going to be 2 hours long, discussing about, what happened to Arnold's missing parents. And it's going to be giving, unresolved questions and stuff like that. So that should be really interesting.
I think this is the smartest and the greatest decision that Nickelodeon has made in over a decade. I have been waiting years for this to happen. And I think by 2015, we knew it was going to happen, but it was just about the right time and pacing. Originally, Craig Bartlett was originally going to make Skyrat as an attempt to get Hey Arnold back on the air, but I don't know what happened to that. But I think that they went through with this idea instead.
Yeah, there has been no mention of Skyrat in the Nick Upfront, so I wouldn't be surprised if Skyrat is either put on a hiatus, or maybe Skyrat had to be cancelled in order for the Hey Arnold TV movie to happen. I'm not sure. But yes, this is something that people have been waiting for over a decade for, and knowing that, Craig Bartlett is going to be heavily involved with doing the writing and all the directing for this. So, yes, this is going to hopefully be the TV movie that every Hey Arnold fan has been wanting to see.
I think that this is the biggest hype about a revival since Family Guy and Futurama. It kind of is reminiscent of that. Fans fighting for something to be made. Well, new content of that show to be made. And then, finally, the network finally agrees to bring it back. And the audience is thrilled.
Yeah, okay. Now we could get into the last thing that Nick Upfront brought up. And this is another revival of a classic Nickelodeon show. It's the 1993 Legends of the Hidden Temple, but it's not going to be a game show, it's going to be a TV movie. And it's going to have 3 siblings who find themselves immersed in a real-life mission that they must complete in order to escape alive. And it's going to be directed by Joe Menendez, and it's going to be written by, again, I'm sorry if I butchered these names, Johnny Umansky, Zach Hyatt, and Alex Reed.
It's a bit random to make it a TV movie. I mean, I understand the TV shows like Rugrats and Hey Arnold and even Ren and Stimpy, but Legends of the Hidden Temple, how would it work? And you want to know something? Why aren't the original creators involved when Chris Viscardi promised us that he wouldn't revive a show without the original creators? I'm not criticizing him, but maybe it's because it's a game show.
Yeah, possibly. It's kind of interesting. Andre Meadows, the Black Nerd from Black Nerd Comedy, actually made a really interesting point in which he thinks it's a good idea that Legends of the Hidden Temple is being made into a TV movie, because then, if it's being made into a TV movie, then it's not going to be constantly being compared to the game show. It's like, oh, it's nothing like the game show. Why does it always have to, this didn't happen in the game show. Why is this happening? It's not like what the game show happened, or something like that. And, I can see his point. And, it's kind of true, in which it's kind of confusing that they made it into a TV movie. Now, we don't know what it's about, other than this little synopsis. And, there's no mention about if any of the people who are involved with the game show are going to be in this TV movie. We don't know if Kirk Fogg, the host of Legends of the Hidden Temple, or D. Bradley Baker, who is the voice of Olmec, is going to be in this. It's kind of funny because there's my friend Fluffyman85 from Manic Expression made a joke about they're going to be spending 1/3 of the movie putting together the Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
I actually agree with the sentiments. Actually, I think that it's just a bit of a random idea, but
we know how Nickelodeon is when it comes to reviving or rebooting their game shows. They hadn't had a good run with it. We've had Double Dare 2000, we've had the 2002 Wild and Crazy Kids reboot, we've had My Family's Got Guts, and we've had the Figure It Out reboot that practically everybody hated. I don't mind Double Dare 2000, I think it just played it way too safe, and there were some additions that I didn't really care for. Wild and Crazy Kids was nothing like the original, and it just stuck out like a sore thumb. My Family's Got Guts has that odd combination of trying to be like the original, but then changing everything about it. And the Figure It Out reboot is hands down the best one, and I think it's better than the original, but pretty much nobody gave it a chance. So I think it's a very smart thing that they're going to make a TV movie out of this, is because, fifth time's a charm, I don't think it's good for business. And if it's going to be a TV movie, then, they'll just have to do like 90 minutes of it and just get it out of the way. But, you know what, as a TV movie, it's a bit confusing. I don't know. Who knows? I'm hoping that it will go into the direction of Clue. That 1985 movie that has Tim Curry as the butler, in which, they're making a whole bunch of jokes about the board game, and, they have the characters there, and they have, like, this really intriguing mystery about, who killed the millionaire of the manor. Or it can be just like Battleship, in which we have a whole bunch of people in Battleships, and we're going to just add aliens because aliens.
I think it'll probably be better than the Battleship movie.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see how they'll go with this. It's a bit random, but hey, it could probably lead to something good. And Christmas Guardian knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Alright, so that is it for the Nick Upfront. I think that should be it for this episode. So please let us know in the comments below on your opinions on all the topics that we were discussing about. Let us know if you're interested and excited about the documentary. What are your opinions on the fact that the Nickelodeon movie is not going to happen? What are your most anticipated and least anticipated shows that were announced on Nick Upfront? Hope to see you around soon. Thanks for watching.
I will see you soon.
Is your home a Nickelodeon home?
Nick. Dad's eating dinner, the dog's got his bone. I get it, that's the bone. Mom's at the table, dishing the food. Everybody's in a very good mood, singing Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. But sis, what's the channel for kids? I don't know. Come on, tell me what it is. Nick. Nickelodeon.
Be like us, watch Nickelodeon on cable TV.